Keir Starmer is hoping to get a majority in the next election, but is preparing for a coalition with the Liberal Democrats. And now, the Lib Dem leader, Davey, might have just ruined those plans. This is actually more against the Lib Dems than the Labour Party, because Davey, who decided to go on TV and do a series of interviews a couple of days ago to say, well, vote for the Liberal Democrats and prepare for government, as if that's ever going to be happening. He's rejecting the calls. He's dodging questions on whether he will be doing a coalition with the Labour Party and Keir Starmer. But the reality is that he might actually be forced to do a coalition with Labour, which means he is already shooting himself in the foot. Once before, in 2010, the Liberal Democrats were seen as a bunch of liars and who give empty promises, because they went into that election in 2010 against Gordon Brown and David Cameron, saying we are just our own party and we have our own policies. Then they had to compromise. So they came across as liars. And now they're doing it again. If he is forced into a coalition with Labour, then right now, this interview is going to come back and create a massive backfire.
Would you go into a coalition with Labour? It's a really clear question.
Yeah, and I'm giving you a clear answer. The more Liberal Democrat MPs that get elected...
I really don't understand.
No, because I want people to vote Liberal Democrat to both to beat Conservative MPs and to get Liberal Democrat policies. And I've outlined a number of those policies to you today. And that's the job of political parties, surely, is to stand on a set of policies, on a set of values, and put them into the electorate.
Answer the question. Are you going to be doing a coalition?
Hopefully win seats so MPs can do that in Parliament.
If you don't feel able to answer the question about whether you'd enter a coalition, just say, look, I'm not going to answer that question, because I'm trying to work out if I'm supposed to be reading between lines here or if I just don't get it.
Well done. And it's quite rare for me to give any praise to mainstream media broadcasters like Sophie Ridge, but she was absolutely spot on. She went straight in. She said, if you don't want to answer the question, just say, I'm not going to answer that question. Well done, Sophie.
Would you enter a coalition?
No, it's quite clear, Sophie, because when I go up and down the country talking to people on the economy, on the health service, on the environment, that's not what people are asking me. They're asking me, how are you going to deal with our problems?
That's what she's asking you.
Yeah, I know you are. But what I feel is that Liberal Democrats and all politicians, frankly, should respond to the electorate, make it clear where they stand on those issues, and not take voters for granted. I mean, in many ways, your question is taking voters for granted. And I'm not going to do that. I want to make sure that we earn people's vote over the weeks and months ahead. So at the next general election, we can get rid of this shocking government.
Yeah, your face is shocking. Anyway, so what is this? You can't create your own questions and answers and say, well, that's what you're asking. That's not what people are asking me. The interviewer is asking you a question, answer it. I don't understand how many people they have in the Lib Dems who are a bunch of amateurs. Where are the professionals? You must have at least one or two people who would be good enough to know how to do a basic TV interview. It's not really about that. It's actually about having a solid policy program to know exactly, not just domestic policies, not just what to do with the NHS or tax system or anything like that, but on a political level, have a policy program, have an agenda, so we know, and at least you know, where you stand with your party, with your members, with your voters, with the supporters in general. You can't really just keep going in every election, give empty promises and lie to the public and pretend everything's fine. It's disgusting. So we keep talking about the Labour Party and the Tory Party being all over the place and obviously with their own hypocrisies. But the Lib Dems, let's not forget about the Lib Dems, because somehow, it's a miracle, they still exist. God knows how, but they still exist, and they might turn out to become the kingmakers again in the next election. I hope not, but you never know. Let me know your thoughts about Davey and Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.